On over here. What's going on here? Is there some sort of delay mechanism? Oh, there we are. There we are. Are we on? Are we on? I don't know what's going on, but for, for some reason, it was saying that it was on and then it was not on. I do not know what is going on with these things. But apparently we are on now, and I don't know why I'm speaking in the German accent. I have no idea. I've been watching too many shows about Germans apparently, and now I've got this weird sort of. And then I might go into the British accent. I've been watching a lot of British shows also, and I might slip into that. So who knows? Anyway, welcome. I guess I'll do a restart here. It's January 4th. Yes, it is 2024. Remember, it's 2024. For those of you that still write checks, which I haven't really written a paper check, I can't even remember how long because everything is electronic these days. But if you're writing a date down, the year, just remember it's 2024 now. It's not 2023 anymore. It zipped on by, didn't it? Didn't it just zip on by? Good old 2023. Before you know it, 2024 will be gone. I was just thinking because I saw a billboard for the EDC, which seems like just yesterday was here. Now it doesn't start till May, granted. So January, February, March, April, May. Still got like 5 months. For those of you who don't know what EDC is, it's just a big giant rave thing that they have out here in the desert, where 500,000 people go and they drop mollies and shit and just rave all night. But anyhow, the point is just before you know it, it's going to be May, and then before you know it, it's going to be, well, before that it'll be March Madness. But here's the things that's going to happen here in Vegas. Next month we're going to have the Super Bowl in February, right? And then in March we got March Madness, and spring break is all going to be happening. It's all over again. This is just what I just went through in 2023. It's just gonna keep on rolling. It's gonna keep on going, keep on rolling, rolling on a rolling. Anyhow, thanks for being here, folks. I got 3 people watching and 2 thumbs up, so we need 1 more thumbs up to make it symmetrical. But thanks for being here. I'm just a sleepyhead, in case you don't know. I'm a big old sleepyhead. I got in this terrible habit. Well, I don't know if it's terrible. Maybe it's not terrible, but where I go to bed at like 3 a.m. because I watch YouTube videos or I watch movies or TV shows after I Uber, because I usually get home from Ubering 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll watch something, and then I'll go to bed at 3 or so, 3:30, sometimes 4, and then it's like I don't want to get up in the morning, or I wake up 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I want to do a live stream, and so that's why I'm a big old sleepyhead. And I haven't had breakfast. I haven't had even a cup of orange juice. I haven't even had a cup of coffee. I haven't had nothing. So that might be the show today, is me cooking and making coffee and orange juice. I don't know. I think I'm going to go walk over there and at least get a cup of orange juice. Now, I did already put on my reading glasses. But as I walk around, I might have to change over to my regular glasses. This is just the type of decisions you make. These are executive decisions. But then I have to go like this. But anyhow, I'm not seeing anyone chatting. So that's a bit disturbing. So go ahead and say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here. Yeah. I know some people like to lurk. I'm a lurker sometimes, but I usually at least will go in and chat and say hi to everybody. Or just say hi everybody, and then I might lurk for the next 2 hours. But I at least make my presence known when I first go in and I say hi, right? So if you want to say hi, say hi. If not, I guess then not. But let me make sure I got all messages on there. Okay. So I think I'm going to step over to the what do you call a kitchen in a ship? It's like a galley. I'm not in a ship though, but I was going to call my kitchen a galley for some reason. For some apparent unknown reason, I was just going to do that. So I think, what should I do? I am kind of hungry. I'm kind of thirsty for some orange juice. I love me some orange juice. So maybe I'll just, we can just sort of move this around. Now, this little thing I have, my little tripod thing, is getting a little wobbly. I feel as though it's getting weirdly wobbly. You can see my messy counter. I got my waters up there. I took stuff out of the car because I thought I might be switching it out. As it turns out, I still have the same car. That's why some of this stuff is just stuff was in the car, and this is tissues because I've been having a cold. I've been having some sort of a thing that's been going on for like since Thanksgiving. It pretty much started on Thanksgiving, and here we are, January 4th. So there's that. Alrighty then. Let's get started with breakfast, shall we? I might make some bacon and eggs. I do like me some bacon and eggs. That is for show. For show, for show. I guess I should put that back in the car. I like to keep an extra like charging cords in case people need to charge their phones when they're in the car. These are my extra Uber stickers. Maybe that's why I'm speaking with a German accent, because Uber is like a German word, I believe. But I have some extras just in case I run out. Oh, they gave me a whole bunch of extras. The Uber office gave me 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 extras of those. But anyhow, let me just stick these in here. My little catch-all. Alrighty, so let's put these waters over here somewhere. There's this thing here. I got to into the trash cans because the trash cans get full. Put these waters over here. I may slip into a British accent every now and then. Very, very realistic. People from England probably wouldn't even tell that I'm not from England. Such an authentic, real, whatchamacallit, English accent. You'll never be able to tell I'm actually a Yank. Alright, so the big question is, fried eggs or a cheese omelet? I might go with the cheesy omelet. It is here. But I do have some shredded cheese. And got all kinds of butter. Here's the bacon. Here's the bacon. Oh boy, I almost out of milk. I'm gonna have to run to the store. Oh my, I'm out of milk. No! Say it isn't so. Don't want to be out of milk. I must run to the store. But I don't need to do that right now because I've got enough milk to see me through the day. Oh yeah. Gonna see me through the day. Just gonna go out back and milk a cow. I don't have a cow. That was a lie. Alright, you caught me. You caught me. Don't have a cow. I don't have a cow. Alright guys, so cheers. This is some orange juice. I love orange juice. I love orange juice. Can I just can I just say that I love orange juice? Have I ever told you guys how much I love orange juice? Well, I do. I love orange juice. I just feel like I can't start my morning. You know, like some people have to have coffee, and I have coffee. I'm going to have coffee here in a minute. But my main go-to drink in the morning is orange juice. So, cheers again. Double cheer. We're double cheering. Ah, yeah, that's some good stuff. That's the stuff right there. All right, I think I'm just gonna make like a cheesy omelet. Cause I got all this cheese here, I might as well make a cheesy omelet. Am I right or am I right? I think I'm right. Pretty sure I'm right. You know? And in order to make an omelet, you've got to break a few eggs, as they say. As you Yanks say. I'm just going to make a 3-egg omelet as I get the yolk all over my fingers. I got yolk on my fingers. Yes, I do. The yolk's on me. Yes, the yolk's on me. Let's throw these bad boys into the trash can because we don't want the egg shells. Not the egg. We don't want the egg shells all over the place. Right? Am I right or am I right? What's going on with my paper towel thingy? It seems to be not cooperating. It seems as though it doesn't want to cooperate. Alright, there's that. Now whenever I make a little omelet, I just like to put a little splash of milk in my eggs. Good thing I got just barely a splash left. Okay. Now I'm just going to use my fork here. Just going to whisk up these eggs. Alrighty then. I think that should just about do it. Have another sip of orange juice. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Gonna get this bacon going pretty soon here. This is pretty much when I'm at home, you know, eating instead of at a restaurant. Then I usually either have fried eggs, bacon, and toast, or I have like a cheese omelet, bacon, and toast. Now I could make a bacon cheese omelet, but it's kind of a hassle. Because then I gotta I don't know, chop up the bacon or whatever. I guess I could. How hard is it to chop up bacon? Right? Am I right? Am I right? Maybe I'll put a little bacon in my omelet today. You know, spice things up. And not that it's not spicy bacon, but you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I hate this butter. I just want to finish it up. hate it because it's hard to spread it on the toast. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, Jelly Bean. Do you know what I mean? Jelly Bean. Do you know what I mean? Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean. Do you know what I mean? A jelly bean. Do you know what I mean? When I say jelly bean. Almost done with this instant coffee. I'm gonna go, my next time shopping, I'll get some of those cups, you know, the K-cup thing, what do they call it? Whatever they call it. You know, the thingamajiggers. Give me some thingamajiggers next time I'm at the store. Jelly bean, jelly bean. Ooh, you hear that sizzle? Don't you love that sizzle sound when you put the bacon in the frying pan? I love it. Oh yeah, take a big whiff of that bacon. Nothing like fried pig fat. I guess that's what we're smelling. Does smell good though, doesn't it? That's one motherfucking charming pig. Isn't that what's the space says? Jules. Says he doesn't eat pork or some kind of bullshit. Some kind of bullshit. Not sure if I trust a person who won't eat pork. I'm not sure if I can fully trust him. Alright then. Let's get at it, shall we? Let's get at it. We're cooking up some bacon, cooking up some bacon. Hello everyone, welcome to the Chucky John Breakfast Cooking Show. As I sip my orange juice, get my good vitamin C intake. I do love me some orange juice. Orange juice in the morning. It doesn't look like anyone's chatting. So, no one's, is anyone there? Anyone there? Hello, anyone? I'm trying to see from here if there's anyone in the chat. I don't see any. Where's my buddies, man? Where's Jolie? Where's Wes? Where's, you know, where's Jackie? Calm down. Say hi. Just say hi, that's all. I'm trying to see you. I don't see anyone there. Oh well, I guess we'll just I'll just hang out with you lurkers. Hey, Is that Jackie? Let me see who popped in there. I can't really see it from back there. Oh, there's Jackie. Okay, lurker. Thanks for checking in. You know, I'm just worried like the thing's not working or something, you know, like the YouTube. Because earlier, when I first started, they kept saying like audio and video not available, and I had to keep pushing the buttons and doing things. And so I was just kind of worried, like, is it, even though it looks like it's broadcasting, and I see the, you know, it says like how many people are watching and stuff, and how many thumbs up. I was just kind of worried, like maybe is it really broadcasting? Because like at the beginning of the show, the first few minutes, it kept saying reconnect. You know, it was like buffering, I guess, but in a weird way, it was different because the message. I've never seen this before. It kept saying like audio and video unavailable. I've never really seen. Well, maybe that's what it says, but and then it said reconnect, and so I kept trying to reconnect it, and then finally it connected. So I guess I was just a little, just wondering if it actually connected. Apparently, it has. It did. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to remember to put on my shopping list paper towels. Well, I'm almost out of paper towels, and I love my paper towels. I cannot, adequately cook without paper towels. All right, people? So I need those paper towels. I'm just waiting for the bacon to cook. You know, you want properly cooked bacon. It's very important. So, just want to make sure that I turn it. Don't turn it, don't burn it. That's a motto of mine. Turn it, don't burn it. You heard that right here, folks. You heard it first right here on the Trucker John channel. When you're cooking your bacon, turn it, don't burn it. Something weird's been happening with this pan, though. It's like, it's supposed to be a non-stick pan, and it's doing weird stuff. It's like, I don't know. It's doing stuff I don't remember that I did before, and it's doing it now. I guess I could make my toast. Because, I don't know. Let's hold off on that for a couple minutes. I don't know if I can see you guys now. Who's in there now? We got, I cannot see. I cannot see from here. I'm going to have to go up closer, I believe. All right. I do see some chats going on now. And there is Maynard Reddix. Hi, Trucker John. Hi, Minyard. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Thanks for being here. And Jackie says hi to Maynard Reddix. Hello. Hello, loves. Thanks for being here. I'm just cooking me up some breakfast. Cooking up a little breakfast. Consisting of bacon and eggs, and toast, coffee, orange juice. Yes, quite the meal. Quite the feast. I might, if I do say so myself, it's quite the feast. It is a bounty that I am grateful for. Oh yeah. Turn it, don't burn it. That's my bacon cooking motto. It's quite good actually. Quite a good motto, I believe. It's quite a good motto to live by. Turn it, don't burn it, don't you think? Alrighty then. Well, alrighty then. Now the bad part about this, and I just now thought about this, because I don't like it when I do this. Like the cooking part, I don't mind. But the bad part is going to be when I eat the food, and then you guys got to watch me eat food. That's not fun. That can't be fun. To watch somebody just stuff food down their mouth. I didn't really think about that. So I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. Because I'm gonna eat it. Maybe I'll eat from back here and it won't be so bad maybe. Maybe I'll stand back here and eat. Because being up close up and shoveling food down one's mouth, it's not, I don't enjoy watching it. So I can't imagine you guys would enjoy watching it. So maybe I will just do, maybe I'll just eat from back here. Because it's not a very good visual. You know, it's not a very good visual to watch someone just stuff in their face with the food. Especially close up like that. So, I think I'm gonna get the coffee going. Coffee and toast is gonna get going. We're gonna get going. Yeah, buddy. I've got one slow piece of bacon. The other two are cooked up. I've got them sitting on the paper towel. But there's this one piece that just didn't seem to be cooking right. For some reason. Maybe the pan was cold on that side. So now I got it in the middle. But I'm going to turn it so I don't burn it. Oh, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. If I do say so myself. That's enough of that. Yakety yak. See, the thing about this burner on the stove, it does have a slight little lean to it. And I've tried to straighten it out, but it just won't straighten out. So everything sort of, goes to this side a little bit. And it's a bit disturbing. You know what? Don't be surprised if the stupid smoke alarm goes off. That's been happening lately. For some reason. For some reason, the toaster decided to well, I did turn the setting down a little bit. Maybe somehow the setting got moved, and it wasn't really burning the toast, but it was just enough that it would put a little smoke apparently in the kitchen here, and then the smoke alarm would go off. Last, I think 2 or 3 times I make toast, it happened, and then I just ever so slightly was moving the setting, trying to get it back to where it was, And now it appears as though I may have got it just right, because I like this toast. It's just perfect. It's not burnt. It's not, under toasted. And smoke alarm didn't go off. So it's all coming together. It's all coming together right now. Right now. So we do this. Put a little cheese on it. And I think I'll maybe just, I don't know. Maybe I'll just use one of these bacon. It's hot. Bacon's hot, man. I'm just gonna sort of break off some pieces of bacon here. Put it in the omelet. Put a little bacon in it. And now I gotta turn it so I don't burn it. Let's turn it so we don't burn it. Right now. Do, do, do. Alrighty. Oh boy. I think I need a better pan. Or something, I don't know. I think I'm going to cut this in half. So it's kind of like I've got 2 omelets. That's right. 2. 2 of them. I got 2 bloody omelets. Alright then. Let's shut that off so we don't burn the bloody thing. Let's put a little International Delight French Vanilla in our coffee, shall we? Yes, we shall. I'm an international man. Yes, I am. And I really I am. This really is ridiculous. This omelet is huge. It's like eating 2 omelets. It's just gluttony at this point. Total gluttony. Now I'll show you guys how this came out. It doesn't look that good. It really doesn't look very good. But it will taste good. It does look a little burnt. But it's just the pan. The pan is doing some weird things that it didn't used to do. Put a little cheese on the top. Hopefully they get nice and melty. It'll get nice and melty for you. Alright then. Alright then. Let's stir up this coffee. Get it all nice and stirred. I bought this this like mug. It says Las Vegas on it, and it's nice. It's one of those metal type things. And it's made in China, and I just hope to God it doesn't have like lead shit in it. You know what I mean? All right. This cheese that I just put on top really isn't melting that very much. Oops. The inside cheese, like the cheese inside the omelet, is all nice and melty. But the cheese I put on top isn't all that melty. Some odd reason. Okay, I'm just gonna see if I can give you a little. I mean, I feel it's not that I think this looks great or anything, but I mean, you've been watching me cook it, so might as well see what came out. There's this huge cheese omelet. I cut it in half. This is really enough for like 2 people. There's some bacon and toast, so. Like I said, I'm gonna eat back here because it just isn't fair to make you guys get a close-up shot of me just stuffing food down my nose. So, I'll just stand back here. I guess I should get like a regular, like omelet pan or something, because I just feel like it's just too big. And I always use 3 eggs. Maybe I should just use 2 eggs. I don't know. Should I just use 2 eggs? I'm not sure if that would make like I said, it might make a difference in how big it is. Because it's just so big. But I have that, frying pan. It's like this big. I should just get like a regular omelet frying pan. And then it would make it more like a regular size, I guess, instead of this huge. But still, it's still the same, right? I mean, it's still the same amount. What's the difference if you have a 3-egg omelet in a big frying pan or a 3-egg omelet that's in a more, smaller pan? It's still 3 eggs. So I'm just being silly, I guess. And by silly, I mean stupid. But this is actually very good. I mean, if you like cheese, which I do, and this is cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar, it's really good. Put a little bacon in there. Came out pretty good. But the cheese is really doing it. This is really good cheese. It's Tillamook, by the way. Made in Oregon, I believe. There you go. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is not the Tillamook. I guess the Tillamook I got was the sliced cheese. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the sliced cheese I got is Tillamook. And I thought they were a company from Oregon, but I don't know. What does it say here? It says farmer owned. Oh, it says Oregon, USA, yeah. So Tillamook's from Oregon. This is Lucerne Dairy Farms. God only knows where they're from. Maybe, I don't think Lucerne, California. It says it's distributed from Pleasanton, California. But I don't know where the cheese actually comes from. But it's good. Sharp cheddar cheese. It's really hitting the spot here for me on this omelet. I do love me some cheese. Yeah. I think this is pretty good. Came out pretty good. It might not look good, but it tastes good. So now I'm just kind of shoveling down the gullet. So anyway, hope everyone's doing okay. Here in Las Vegas, yesterday was probably our coldest day of the winter so far. Apparently there was someone said it was hailing out here. I didn't see the hail. Well, I guess, was it 2 days ago? Yeah, I guess it was it yesterday? I guess it was yesterday when I went to the Hertz place. I didn't see any hail, but it was raining and cold. And the mountains all got some snow up there in the mountains. But today it looks like the sun is out. So we might be done with the rain and the snow for a while. But it's a little chillier. I don't know how chilly it is where you guys are at. But this time of year, things get chilly. So, there you have it. But yeah, I'm eating breakfast now because I got up late. And I wanted to go live. So my choices were, I could have went out to eat, or I could have stayed here and made something. I could have started the live stream after I ate, but then that would have been even later in the morning. I kind of wanted to do it now, So I figured, we'll do a cooking segment today. But I don't mind doing the cooking on the live stream, but this is the bad part. I don't like doing the eating part, because not only is it probably, looks gross, especially if I was closer up, but it's pretty boring, right? It's kind of boring just to watch someone eat. And it's kind of hard for me to get into any type of topics or whatever when I'm trying to eat, you know what I mean? So we're kind of like in a pause here in the show. So excuse me while I eat. We'll get to some interesting topics, possibly, maybe, sort of, I don't know. But I have to eat my breakfast. But you don't see this on every live stream, people just eating. Unless it's actually like an eating live stream. There probably are, huh? There probably are channels and that do live streams where they just eat. That's the show, folks. This is the show. Today, you get to watch me eat a homemade bacon and cheese omelet. And some toast. I forgot to get jelly when I was at the store. So I don't believe I have any. All I have is the Goobers. I like Goobers, but I don't like it on my toast necessarily. Oh, that would probably be all right. But I don't have any just, straight up jam. I don't know. Maybe I'll put some Goobers on my toast. And those of you that don't know what Goobers is, it's just a jar that has peanut butter and jelly already in it, in the jar together.
And I used to buy that mainly when I was in the truck because I thought it'd just be easier. Because if I had bread, I could make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And instead of having to store two jars or something. Because when you're in a truck, you're trying to conserve space because the truck is like it's like your cab area is like this little area here or something, and so to conserve some space, I would always just buy the goobers because it'd be one less jar to have to store. Now this goobers I have is not from the truck, so it's fairly recent purchase. And I may have to forego the goobers and just buy regular old peanut butter and regular old jelly. Because if I had my druthers, I'd rather, like for my toast here, just have just straight jelly. Now I put sort of, in that jar, the jelly and the peanut butter are distinctly separated, kind of like, and I could probably maybe kind of dig out some of the jelly. Do it that way. And if you get a little bit of peanut butter on there, it's no big deal. Because, I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches anyhow. You know what I mean? So maybe I will do that. All right. Okay, I'm finished with the omelet. I still got 2 pieces of bacon and almost 4 pieces of toast here. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'm already getting full though. Well, see, this is like half a jar of goobers, and it's kind of like all mixed up now, at least on the top part. And I don't feel like messing with it. Maybe I will go ahead and move in closer. Because I'm kind of getting tired of standing. You know what I mean? I'll try not to be too gross as I eat. All right, guys. Guys. All right, then. Let me switch back to these reading glasses. And let me just scoot this over. All right, so how's everybody doing? I feel like I was in the other room, but and I was. All right, so cheers, Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, I need to get some proper jelly because it does get boring just to eat toast, Really, the main reason I make toast, I guess when I make an omelet, I really don't need toast. Or maybe just 1 slice instead of 2 slices. Really, what I like the toast for is when I make fried eggs, because I like dipping the fried eggs into the yolk. When we make an omelet, there's no yolk. Jackie says, guess everyone's at TM. What's TM? Oh, Tony Michaels. Oh, that motherfucker. Jackie, go over there and tell them to come over here. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But usually, usually I got my regulars, like, well, if Jolie's not here, it's because Jolie's busy. She's got stuff going on. Or she's doing something with her family, or she's shopping, or whatever. But usually Wes comes in here. We usually, Elizabeth. So it's kind of strange. You're just leaving me. I mean, what would you rather do? Listen to Tony Michaels, drop F-bombs all day, or watch me feed my face? Oh, Jolie's over there. Well, she might have been in there, so she didn't see the notification. Or something. I don't know. So I guess, let me guess. What is he talking about? The Epstein list. Okay. Big fucking deal. We already knew. Everybody was on there. We already know Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton, and of course Trump and Dershowitz. We've all known that they were all on it already. So, and we all know, I guess, as Tony Michaels would say, fuck them. I mean, what point are they, like, what is MAGA trying to say? Like, okay, Bill Clinton's on the list, on the flight log. Hey, Wes Webb. Thank you, Wes, for being here. And thanks for announcing me. But I was talking about Epstein's flight log list. Okay, so we know that Bill Clinton was there, and we've always known that Bill Clinton's a horn dog. Hey, you know what, guys? Look. Hey, look. Hey, Marie. Thanks for being here. Thanks for jumping in. But I was just thinking about, okay, if I was in my 20s, let's just say, those were my party years, my early and mid 20s, and my high school years too. But that's when I was a big partier, and it was all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and whatever, right? It was all about partying and trying to get laid, and let's just say somehow I knew somebody who knew Jeffrey Epstein about his parties on this island, and then you could say somehow someone said, "Hey, you want to go? I got a ticket, or I can get you on the plane, and we can party and have a great time." I would probably be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." I would probably be there now, and I would go there, and I'd probably there'd be a lot of hot girls there, and there'd probably be drugs and booze. I'd be getting all fucked up. I'd probably be getting laid, because back in those days I could actually get laid. And I mean, I wouldn't even think anything about it. Now, if I saw a bunch of little girls, let's say if I walked by some room and it looked like there was these really like underage girls and they were, I don't know, being raped or whatever, then that would would be a different story. But I don't know what they saw. I don't know what Bill Clinton saw. I don't know what people are seeing. I just know that if I was there, I would probably want to go. And this is like not knowing. This is like I'm thinking like back in the '80s, because in the '80s that's when I was in my 20s. And let's say I didn't know anything about Epstein as far as like being a pedophile or whatever. You know, I'm just hearing, hey, this is like Party Island, man. I would be all for it. And then what would happen? Like, okay, my name's on the flight log list, and then I'm automatically going to get labeled as a pedophile or something. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. You know, it's just what do you do after you find out? I guess, like if you found out that those were underage, there were a bunch of underage girls there, and they were having sex with guys there, which technically is being raped because they're underage. Then it's like, what do you do with that information or whatever? Like, I guess first thing you say, okay, I'm never going back there again. I didn't know that shit was going on. I thought it was just all adults, we're all consenting, we're partying, having fun, whatever. Or even if there were hookers there, it's like, you know, okay, as far as I know, these are all, you know, sorry if I spit, you know, of age, legal age, and everything else. But then as soon as if you found out, okay, there's this other shit going on with underage girls, then you would just say, okay, when's the next plane out? I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm gone. And then probably tell everybody that you know. Like I'm not immediate. I'm not. It's not like I'm some famous person. I'm just using this scenario. Somehow I had a friend who was a friend who got me there, right? And I come back home. I'm not some big media mogul. This is the 1980s. There isn't like this big, you know, internet that we have now. There's nothing really. All it is word of mouth. So I would probably just tell all my friends, hey, that dude, that's a fucked up place, you know, because there was girls there. I guess I would probably call the cops. I might call the cops and file some report. Go, hey, look, I was at this island, this Jeffrey Epstein dude, and we were all partying, getting fucked up and everything, but I saw this room or something, and it looked like there was these girls were there. They looked like they were really young. And I think they were having sex, or if I actually saw them having sex, I would say, yeah, the dudes were having sex with them and stuff. So you might want to check into this. I would probably do that. That's probably what I would do. Because I know me. I know how I am. But, you know, so maybe that's what the fault, maybe that's what we're faulting, let's say, of Bill Clinton. Now, I haven't read, I saw a headline where it just said Bill Clinton was quoted as saying, like, he likes them young or something like that. What does that mean, though? I mean, does that mean he likes them under 18? Or does that just mean he likes them at, you know, 20? 20 is young. If you're a dude in your 50s, like I think Bill Clinton at the time was probably in his 50s or 60s or whatever he was. You know, a girl in her 20s is young, right? So does that mean he likes them in their 20s? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't read the article. I should have read the article. But so I'm just saying I don't think it's maybe automatically, or it's not fair to just automatically say you're on that flight log list. You're a pervert. You're a pedophile. You know, shit like that. I think there's a little bit more to the story. Because I am saying that if I had the opportunity to go, let's say in the 1980s or maybe the 90s, I would have been in my 30s then. Let's say my early 30s or something, and I had the opportunity to go, and I didn't know anything about really like any allegations of underage girls being a part of it. I was just told this is like Party Island. There's drugs, there's booze, there's girls, and by girls I mean of age, legal age. And if I'm single and everything else like that, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. So I don't think everyone who went there was not necessarily, you know, having sex with underage girls. That's the main issue, I think, with the whole thing, right? And then associating with Epstein. Now, if you knew at the time some of these were going on, it seems like a president or a former president like Clinton should have known Epstein's. I'm trying to figure out like if Epstein had been, because Epstein did get arrested and prosecuted in Florida and sentenced and everything for having was sex with underage girls, I believe, right? And that's the whole deal where they put him on this sort of work release thing, and they gave him the key to the jail, and he was going in and out. And while he was serving his sentence, he was going back to his place and having sex with these girls still. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, what did they know? Did Bill Clinton know that Epstein was this pedophile or whatever? And I guess as a president, former president, you should have a little more common sense, I guess. It's one thing for me being some dumb fuck, 25-year-old or 26-year-old from Apple Valley, California, who just, big night out was the Kager Den at the river, or whatever, or a night at Draper's. Big night there. And like I said, in this scenario, someone said, hey, you want to go to this place, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole different scenario, I guess, than being the former president. Because I don't think he went there when he was actually president, right? I think it was after he was president. But still, you have security details, and you have access to anything you want, probably, even as a former president, as far as like, digging up information on someone. So he had access to that. Obviously, he didn't give a fuck. He's a horn dog, just like most guys. But if there was any hint of like this guy is a real a real dirtbag, then he shouldn't have gone, I guess. Unless he's into that. And if that's the way it turns out, then just like House Sparks says, fuck him. And I guess Tony Michael says it too. Fuck him. Fuck that dude. Fuck Bill Clinton. That's the thing about us Democrats. When a Democrat does something wrong, let's say they're like in a political office, we're like, get this fucker out of here. He did wrong. First thing should be he should be kicked out of office. And the second thing, if there's criminal prosecutions that need to be done, he needs to go and face criminal justice. The Republicans, on the other hand, will, they'll spin it, they'll lie, they'll delay, they'll act like they don't know anything, they'll ignore, the whole thing. And that's basically the difference of the two parties. So, but in the long run of it, Bill Clinton's not president anymore. He's not going to run for president. He's done. His political career is over with. If it turns out he was fucking underage girls, I guess it could be, because I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on that. I guess he could be, charged for that criminally in court, or even maybe civilly by the girls. But that's his problem, and we don't really have to worry about Bill Clinton. All it is, it will really hurt his reputation. Now he already had that reputation of being like a horn dog. But as far as any type of good things that they're doing, like Hillary and Bill, as far as their foundations and doing charitable work, that's going to take a hit probably too. People aren't going to want to donate to someone if it comes out that he was fucking 16-year-olds. Then he's going to be persona non grata. He's going to be, no one's going to want to associate with him anymore. So whatever they have going as far as their foundations and charitable acts and stuff like that, that's going to be dead. That's going to be gone. But how does that relate to Trump? Well, Trump is running for president, so that's the difference. And if Bill Clinton, let's say, was going to run for president, and this all came out, then I think most people would say, well, fuck no, I'm not voting for him. He's an asshole. And I think, but I think MAGA will say, they'll make up excuses, or they'll say they're going to do the what if, or what about, Bill Clinton. That's the whole reason this list is important to them, so they can just say, well, what about Bill Clinton? Well, what about Bill Clinton? We don't give a fuck about Bill Clinton anymore. He's not running for president, and if he's guilty of this, we're not going to ever donate to any of his charities. We're not going to give him the time of day, so fuck him. And you should be saying the same about Donald Trump, but you won't, because you're MAGA, and you're fucking brainwashed fucking loons, basically, because they will have some excuse, some reason, some conspiracy theory or whatever about it. And so far, I haven't heard or read anything about Bill Clinton actually fucking 16-year-olds. All I saw was the headline was I like him young or something like that, which was eerily similar to a quote from Jared, the fucking Subway sandwich dude, who was fucking those young girls, and he had a girl or a young woman who was sort of like his, I don't know, what do you call it? I guess you could call her a pimp. I don't know, but he's the one that was getting the girls for him, and he told her, and I think this was in testimony, in court testimony, and the quote was, "The younger, the better." But that is different than just saying, "I like him young," because that's very subjective. When you're a 50-year-old man, young could be 30, it could be 28, it could be 21. But if you say the younger, the better, then that just sounds like it's like 18, okay, 17, that's better, 16, that's even better, 15, that's even better. Oh, give me a 14-year-old, that's even better. So that's the difference. But it did. As soon as I saw that quote or that headline, I automatically thought or remembered that other thing about with Jared, the sandwich guy, the Subway guy. But we'll see. I guess we'll see how it turns out on that. But and I guess the point is this is enough. Like, if it comes out that Clinton was fucking 16-year-olds or underage girls, and let's just say this was 1994, or he was running today for president, that would be enough for me to say no, I'm not voting for him. Fuck him. Even if he won the general election, I don't know what I would do, because let's say if he was running, I mean, these scenarios are weird. These hypotheticals are weird because, like let's say if Bill Clinton was running today, let's just say he was eligible, he didn't have 2 terms, or whatever. It's all hypothetical. That's what hypothetical means, right? And he was running against Trump. Oh my God. You would have 2 of these guys that were there at Epstein Island. And if they were both fucking 16-year-olds, I couldn't vote for either one of them. I'm never going to vote for MAGA. I'm never going to vote for Republicans. I never have, never will. And let's say Clinton won the general election. Oh my God, we would be totally screwed, because then you're either not going to vote at all, and one of those 2 is going to win. Let's say the Republican or the Democrat. In this case, in this scenario, it's Trump or Clinton, Bill Clinton, not Hillary. We're not talking about Hillary this time. That would be a really fucked up scenario, wouldn't it? So that's why it's important to know. For me, anyhow, maybe other people think he was there, he's guilt by association, and he's just as bad as Trump. But let's just say he was there and he was just dorking? Is that the right word? Dorking doesn't sound right. Porking. Yeah, let's go with porking. And he was just porking, 20-year-olds and consenting 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds, whatever, stuff like that. Then I would have to say, my only 2 choices were Trump and Bill Clinton, and it came out, it was that he wasn't fucking 16-year-olds, that I would vote for Bill Clinton, even though he was over there
and doing all that stuff because I would be doing the same thing if I had the choice, if I had the opportunity. Unless, well, and that's without me knowing what Epstein was. Like, now we all know. See, that's the thing. We have the ability, because we have knowledge of the thing. So if I didn't know who Jeffrey Epstein was, and someone said, "Hey, let's go to this party and let's do this," and I would do it. I would do it. But now, knowing, if I know who Jeffrey Epstein is, and I know what a fucking dirtbag and scumbag and pedophile and creep and all that stuff, then I would say no. You know. So it's easy for us, I guess, to kind of look back and say we would do this or we wouldn't do that. But we got to remember, you know, the context of the time, the actual time. You know, Wes Webb says Clinton was a creation of what was needed at the time. A Southern candidate just a little less conservative than Bush. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, when you look back at the Bill Clinton presidency, and you hear him talk, and you hear his speeches, like Randy Rhoads was playing one of Clinton's speeches. I think that was when he was president. Yeah, it was an old speech, and I know it was about immigration reform, and the way he talked, the words that he used, the nomenclature. He could have been a Republican. Hey, Joel, hey, so nice of you to make it. So nice of you to be here. I heard you were over, I don't know, sort of two-timing me on Tony Michael's show. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You missed me make breakfast. I did a whole cooking segment. Anyhow, but I'm glad you're here. We're just talking about Epstein Island and whether or not I would go there. And I said yes, I would have gone there. But if I didn't really know who Jeffrey Epstein was, I was just a horny 25-year-old who just wanted to get laid and party, I would have went. You know. But yeah, we're talking about Clinton. Okay, we were going about Clinton and about Wes saying he was what was needed at the time, and listening to him talk about immigration reform, it sounded like a Republican, but not MAGA Republican. I mean, he sounded more like the Republicans of that time. Now Republican talking about immigration reform, they really don't want immigration reform. All they want to do is say it's an open border, we're being overrun, we're being invaded, blah blah blah, just to create this big fervor. But then they don't want to really actually do anything. And then the only thing they say that can be done is to build a wall. And we've seen how that works and doesn't work. The Democrats have immigration reform bills all lined up, ready to sign. And Joe Biden has said, hey, he's willing to deal. He's willing to work things out. Hey, let's work this out. Let's, and let's negotiate some stuff. But they won't even do it because, they'll have one less thing to bitch about and try to get their little base all worked up about. Let's see here. So West says they are a bunch of Hal folks that go to Tony's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, there are a bunch of Hal folks. Well, that's fine. Right now, Tony has a better show than me, but someday I will have a better show than him. Mark my words. Benny Loco says, vaginas should not be used as a commodity. That makes females just another bargain chip for men to use against each other. But sex sells, so they say, and they say we all do. Good sheep. Yeah, I wonder how many...
I don't know if Epstein Island had like boy hookers or guy hookers. I wonder if they did, but they should have, so that like Lindsey Graham could go over there and have fun too. But Benny Loco says Happy Tuesday. But thank you for being here, Benny Loco. Glad you dropped by. And everyone's saying hi and to Benny Loco. Jolie says, I really go to Tony's too screamy. And I like Tony. But, you know, I have no problem with Tony. I just don't like that he's on the same time as me, taking all my fans away. Jackie says, I lost interest in TM. To tell the truth, I've only watched his show maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe a little bit more. I don't know, but it seems okay. You know. Benny Loco says exactly, Jolie. Sometimes I get a little screamy when Wes pisses me off. No, I'm just kidding, Wes. When do I get screamy? I do get screamy, but I don't know if I get screamy, but I do get, you know, I do get a little angry sometimes. So I'm just wondering, is this Epstein list that come out, what does that mean? Will that have any type of impact on the election? Is it going to turn off some of the Trump supporters? I know the diehard maggots, they don't give a fuck. They will be there through thick and thin. But it does seem like his little base is shrinking, so I don't know. What element here is going to have the biggest impact, or what's going to happen? Because we got certain states that are trying to use the 14th Amendment to keep Trump off the ballot. I see that as going to kind of backfiring or not working to do anything. Trump's still going to be on the ballot. I think he's still going to win the general or the primary and be in the general election. I think this kind of stuff, all it does is sort of emboldens MAGA, really. So you got that, the 14th Amendment stuff. You got the Epstein list. They don't give a fuck about that. You know, you got the 91 felony convictions. Let's just say, hypothetically, somehow, some way, he gets convicted before the election of a felony, and he gets sentenced to prison. They're still going to vote for him, no matter what. They're going to vote for him. So I guess the only thing to do is that we have to vote, and we have to vote for Biden, and we have to show up in big numbers like we did in 2020, and in the midterms in 2022. Democrats showed up in big numbers, and I'm really hoping, and with all the thing that's going to kill them, the Republicans, I believe, is all of this fucking anti-abortion bullshit. That's what's going to do it, because all the women, except for the maggot women and the really, you know, hardcore right-wing Christian women, other than them, all the other women voters are pissed off. They're scared. They're seething. You know, and they can't wait to vote. And they're going to vote for Biden. So that's what's going to be a big, big part of this, to getting Biden reelected. So all that anti-abortion, that's going to backfire on them. Let's see here. Benny Loco says, Tony told me to shut up one time. Too many. Bye, Tony. Well, that's not nice of Tony to do that. Most of it says, Benny Loco, I heard the other places define boys. I doubt that Jeff was interested. Too easy a mark.
Well, Epstein might not have been interested in boys, but I'm sure he had lots of people that were going over there that were, or that would have been, like Lindsey Graham or whatever. Marie says, I like Tony. He's got an interesting outlook. He tries to remind us that we are the government. Yeah. It's supposed to be like we are the people, and we're supposed to choose, at least most of our political positions, and they're supposed to work for us, right? Benny Logo says MAGA is a cult, not a political party. That's true. Yeah, I think it is a cult, and but it is basically what the Republican Party has become. So that even if you're a Republican and you're not MAGA, you are sort of kowtowing to MAGA, The Republicans that aren't MAGA haven't really shown the fortitude to stand up against them, because especially if they're, a politician, because they're too afraid that their careers will be ruined or whatever. Wes Webb says, and rape should not be used as a weapon, but it is. Marie says, I agree with the 14th Amendment will backfire. Benny Logan says, I've always voted. I've watched others say, fuck the government, assholes. Well, I think if you don't vote, then you're going to be stuck with whatever does get voted in. At least if you vote, and let's say whatever you voted for didn't win, whether it's a proposition or whether it's how the states have those propositions, or whether it's an actual political position, whether it's president or governor or senator, representatives, or in local elections. Even if what you voted for didn't win, the person didn't win or whatever, at least you tried. But if you stayed home and didn't vote, then you're kind of part of the problem. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think voting is important. Wes Webb says Atlanta is going to nail Trump on state charges, same as Rudy. Yeah. And if they do that before the election, let's say he comes in guilty before the election, whether or not he gets thrown in jail or not, I don't know. I think that's going to hurt. That would hurt him. I mean, he's still going to have that base of MAGA that's still going to stick with him through thick and thin. But it might peel away even some of the MAGAs. Who knows? Some of the maggots. And then some of the other Republicans that aren't maggots, they probably just won't vote. Many of them won't vote for Biden, but they just might not vote. And so that is like voting for Biden in a way, right? Westwest says, Tony and Benny Loco are best friends. Benny Loco says, I don't appreciate men that tell women to do anything, especially to shut up. Shaking my head. We are not friends, Wes. Wes says, no, lots of Republicans are just waiting it out. Right, and if they're not going to vote, then that's better. That's good for Biden. Wes Webb says, looking around for the next celebrity. Right here, baby. You found him. Right here. I'm the next celebrity. Benny Logo says, Republicans can wait it out while doing the goose step to the showers. Well, I guess if Trump wins, I can see that scenario. Wes Webb says, if it was really that bad, Trump would be out. If it was really that bad, what? That he's going to be this total authoritarian dictator, Hitler wannabe, Hitler type, then
he would be out. Wes says, obviously several independents voted for Uncle Joe. Yeah, that's right. They did. And they will again. These so-called independent voters, that really, I guess when you talk about all the either independent or non-affiliated, or maybe they're in some obscure party, I think that more of those, and they kind of comprise the biggest group of voters, I think, more than Republicans and more than Democrats. Now, between Republicans and Democrats, there are way more registered Democrats. I think it's like 3-1, but somehow these elections are always close. Then you have that whole big, huge kind of, I just call them unaffiliated. I don't like calling it independent because they think they're independent, and that's why I'm not going to be part of a party because I'm an independent thinker and I'm not a sheep. Okay, whatever. Being a part of a party doesn't make you a sheep. Okay, it means, well, I don't want to go on a tangent, but most of those folks, they either lean right or they lean left or whatever, and a lot of those folks, at least I think recently, have been voting for Democrats and been voting for like Biden, and I think that's going to continue, and that does, in big part, make the difference. But because we have so much voter apathy in the Democratic Party. If all the registered voters in the Democratic Party voted, we would win every fucking election, hands down. Because we outnumber the Republicans 3-1. So if all these goddamn so-called Democrats, I'm going to put them in quotation marks, who are registered and they don't fucking vote, what good is being registered? Don't even fucking register then. If you're not, why would you register and then not vote? That's what I don't get. Unless you're really, really sick or something, or you're dead and dying on the side of the road and you can't get to your ballot. But other than that, I don't know why you don't vote. And there's so many ways to vote now, with absentee ballots and vote by mail. So I just don't understand people who take the time to register to vote, but then they don't vote. It's like, fuck you stupid assholes. And I apologize if I offended anyone in the chat who might be one of those people. Because right now I'm just sort of spewing a little anger, I guess. Because it does upset me when you think about when Democrats outnumber Republicans. I think it's at least 3-1. Maybe it's only 2-1. It's at least 2-1, but I think it's like 3-1. And I know there's gerrymandering and there's all that kind of shit, but let's just say overall, we could win almost every election, unless it's a heavy gerrymander thing and it's for a representative district, then that's a whole different story. But in most parts, especially when it comes to presidents or, and of course our senators, those aren't districts, that's a statewide thing. And some of those states are all red, I know, but we could definitely have majorities and supermajorities in Congress very easily if all the goddamn Democrats would fucking vote. And if you're a Democrat, you should be voting for Democrats. If you're a rich Democrat, you should be voting for Democrats. Okay, 99.9% of the time. So that's my little spiel on that. I mean, and because of that, because they don't vote, we only get certain percentage. Presidential elections get higher percentages. Other elections, you can look at some of these city elections and local elections, where the turnout's like 12% of the registered voters, 15%. That's pathetic. Let's see. Let me catch up on the chat here. But look, it says, "Oh, really, Wes? It is that bad? Don't kid yourself." I guess about the party. Wes says, "No, the big money that Trump needs would dry up." Maybe. I don't know. Wes says, "Thing is, Benny, we live in two different worlds. Illinois is a Democratic paradise, isn't California?" We have pockets. Well, I say we. I live in Nevada now, but California. There's Orange County, and there are places in the Central Valley, like Bakersfield, and they keep electing assholes like Kevin McCarthy.
So I don't know if you call it a paradise, but Benny Loco says, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Marie Jean Grogo says, sigh, now I want some toast. I just wish I had jelly, like I said earlier, but it is good toast. Cheers. Hey, Stephanie B2. Thanks for being here, Steph. Hey, everyone. Benny Loco, when are you going live again? I missed you yesterday with Brandon. I just watched that one. That was a show when you were at Walmart and you guys met up. And it was a big hug. I liked that. It was so cute. Benny Loco says, here, Marie, toast. Jackie says, Lavender, John is making me hungry. Well, if you didn't get hungry before when I was cooking the omelet, but I guess the omelet didn't do it, but the toast is doing it. And I need to get another cup of coffee because this one's almost done. Cheers. See my Las Vegas mug? But, okay, so Marie says, thank you, Benny Loco. West says, Lebanon, I had held my soup. Just slurp. Just do a slurp. A nice slow slurp. Marie says, me too, Jackie. Benny Loco says, Ola 72. Happy Thursday. Love next couple days. I think, is it rest couple days? I don't know. Jackie says, I'm going to make me some coffee. I think I'm going to make another cup myself. I'm feeling like I need another cup. So maybe Jackie and I will take a break. We're going to go make some coffee. Wes says, now I'm just eating crackers. Should probably put them away. Yeah, maybe just a few. Just get like 4 or 5 crackers, and then put the rest away. Oh, next. Okay. Oh, what I read that. Whatever. Next couple. Yeah, and I think I corrected it when I read it, and then I forgot. Benny Loco's talking about coffee. Jackie says it's been nice off these last 2 weeks. All right, got a little break, a little rest there. That's good. Benny Loco says VFFS. Oh, vote for fuck's sakes. It took me a couple seconds, but I got it. Stephanie Badu says, yep, if all the Democrats voted in our city county, we would be blue instead of red, farming community. Yeah, and a lot of those farming communities used to be blue. I think back when the Cesar Chavez days, when he was really leading, there were a lot of, not only the farm workers, but it seemed like there were a lot of farmers that were more democratic. Not just in San Joaquin Valley, but all across the country. And then there was this big switch. And I think it all came with the Reaganomics or Reagan administration. Reagan really did a disservice to this country. He really fucked us up with, of course, with trickle down and with demonizing unions and all that kind of shit. We talk about Trump. And Trump was just the logical progression from Nixon, who was a fucking criminal and a cheater, to Reagan, who was a cheater, got into office by cheating, and was just a horrible person, and really destroyed, or was maybe not destroyed, but was trying to destroy the middle class and shrinking the middle class. And then the Bushes weren't any better, and they led us into these stupid wars, and then Trump, and then now we have Trump. It's just this logical progression of going from bad to bad to bad to worse to worse to worse to now we're at now, and we need to stop doing that, people. We need to fucking stop doing that. And can't you see that we've got in Joe Biden how better the country is being run? Why can't they see that? Best economy we've ever had, ever, in my lifetime. And I'm 63 years old, so it's not like I was born yesterday. Bilogo says, sweet Jackie, I hope you got rested. Wes says, Republicans say the same thing, John. I got crucified in QMAGA Facebook for going against my party. What's your party? You're talking about Republicans? Republicans say, what do they say? That's the same. What did I just say? That what we all got to vote? Benny Lugo says, your party is killing our country and freedoms. Your party. Study B2. Jolie says, hey, Study B2. Benny Loco. Oh, Jackie says, Benny Loco. It was nice sleeping late, if you consider 7 a.m. late. Let's see. Benny Loco says, I'm voting for my country. Me too. I'm voting to make a difference and to make our country, you know, a free country, a country with social justice and with you know, with social platforms, social safety nets, you know, all those kind of things. Can you imagine if we had Medicare for all? And when they enacted Medicare in what 1965, the plan was like every 5 years, because it started off at 65, I think, right? The age requirement. And then they've raised it now to 67 and 70 and all this bullshit as far as getting your full retirement. But the stated plan by the Democrats was, okay, every 5 years we're going to lower it from 60 to 65 to 60, and then 5 years down to 55, and so eventually everyone would be covered. That was the plan. And we know that those plans didn't get carried out because the fucking American people voted for Richard Nixon. And then they voted for fucking Ronald Reagan. And then George H.W. Bush. And so on and so forth. And then that's when we see things like, oh, let's raise it to 67. Let's raise it to 70 or whatever. You know? So I know how Sparks talks about incrementalism, and incrementalism is fine. And that was what the incrementalism was going to be, lowering it every 5 years, or every 5 years, lowering it 5 years. But the Republicans threw a little monkey wrench into our plans. So that's why now, if we ever get a chance to get Medicare for all, we can't just do this incrementalism bullshit, because we've got about 55 years or 60 years of catching up to do. You know what I mean? It's one thing about incrementalism, but when you have a party, the Republican Party, that's all about regressivism, and they're doing everything they can to move everything back to some other time, then when we have the chance, we need to just, in one fell swoop, we need to make it just Medicare for all. For everybody, all ages. That's what I got to say about that. Let's see here. What's up in the chat? Wes says, in Chicago, the main political grifters are Dems. We are just in the process of prosecuting still another Speaker of the House. We've sent a few governors to prison, although one was GOP. Yeah, well, Chicago is one of those cities that really seems to think that they're still in the 1930s Al Capone era or something. So yeah, I say broom all the fucking corrupt assholes, no matter what party they're in. And if they're Democrats and they're corrupt, fucking get rid of them. But that doesn't mean you give up on the Democratic Party, as long as the Democratic Party has, you know, the platform that you agree with. You know what I mean? If their basic ideology is about, you know, better working conditions and higher wages for middle class people and good safety social nets and, you know, Medicare and all that kind of shit, because you're not going to get that with the Republicans. So if there's bad apples in the bunch, you need to get rid of the bad apples, because otherwise they'll ruin the whole bunch, right? Isn't there some sort of saying like that? So yeah, if these are bad Dems, get them out. But find good Dems. And they're there. They're there. You just got to get them. 70B2 says, we have Stockton, one of the most diversified ones in the U.S. I remember, I don't know who the mayor of Stockton is now, but when I was driving a truck and going through a few years ago, I think they had a really young black mayor, like a really young kid, like a guy, like 20 or something like that, if I remember. And he was doing all kinds of innovative things. He was doing he was getting involved with like some sort of, I think, universal basic income and working a lot with homeless and stuff like that. I'd be interested to know how if he's still there and how all that stuff worked out. Marie says Reagan screwed us bad. Ronnie Reagan, yeah, he's an asshole. You know, I do speak ill of the dead when I speak of Ronnie Reagan. I never liked him. I never liked him. I remember when he started running, I think in 76, and he dropped out of the primary. And I remember I was driving, I was in the back seat of a car. You know, I was like 15 or 16. And my folks were, in the front seat, and we were listening to the news. And then they played a clip of Reagan dropping out of the primary. And I was in the back seat, and I just go, and I just said something like, that guy's such a clown. And here, I'm like 15. I go, that guy's such a clown. And my mom heard me, and then she repeated my dad. She's like, did you hear what John said? He said Reagan's a clown. I just thought that's like a funny memory because I don't know. I just like it's funny. But I hated Reagan then, and then in 1980, I hated him in 1980, and I voted for Jimmy Carter, of course. I don't know, and there's so many Democrats that say they voted for Reagan that I've heard, and I do not get it. Do not get it. Why would a Democrat vote for a Republican? You don't do that. Change parties then, goddammit. Benny Loco says, fact is, when we have Dems running the ship, the things are lots better. Then the Republicans get back in power and fuck things up again. Yep, and like Hal was saying the other day, and I think he made a good point. Hal Sparks, for those of you who don't know, if I just say Hal, and you're not a sparkler, then I think most people in here are sparklers, but in case you don't know, I'm talking about Hal Sparks. He has a good show that he has on YouTube here every day, except for today. He's traveling, so you might get a lot of Trucker John today. But he made a good point about how Democrats get in, they fix the economy, they get things going, get things rolling. Republicans get in the White House and Congress or whatever, they fuck everything up. They get us more and more in debt and everything else. And then the Democrats get back in, they clean up all their shit, get things rolling, and then they get voted out. And he was saying how we're getting better and better at this cleanup, as you can see by the Biden administration, because it didn't take very long, where boom, the economy started booming, it started rolling, and it's just like we've done it so many times now. It's like, But the sad thing is that apparently the message isn't getting through to the American people, or at least a big chunk of you and I here, people in the chat, we pretty much know it. But the general voting populace, for some reason, isn't getting the fucking message. And propaganda, I don't know, whatever it is, but it takes a long time. It's that saying, the masses are asses. And I know that sounds derogatory and everything else. And I don't mean to sound like I'm such a smart person. I'm the top of the heap, because I'm not. But what that means is it just takes a long time for that message to winnow its way all through the big, giant, massive crowd. And even though, and it should be getting easier, and it has been getting easier as we've gotten more and more into the internet age. But it cuts. It's a two-bladed sword, right, or two-edged sword, whatever. True information, correct information, and misinformation and disinformation. It's like a three-edged sword. And so that, even though we have this internet where we can get messages out to the whole entire world theoretically in an instant. Marie, did you say something bad? I don't know. I see that there was a message retracted, but anyhow, whatever. Steph's got to go. My hips are screaming at me. At least I finally got an appointment with an orthopedic doc for total hip replacement. Oh, wow. Well, that's good you got the appointment. I hope all that works out for you. I know my hips scream, so maybe I need hip replacements. I mean, they're not screaming now, but if I'm walking around too much, they start to hurt. So anyhow, but take care, Steppy, too, and thanks for being here. I hope you gave me a thumbs up, and hit the notification button So then you'll know when I'm on, and because I might come on later on this afternoon, since Hal's not going to be on at 3, I might come back on at 3, and I might end this in a few minutes because I know a lot of people like to go and watch Randy Rhodes, that hoe. I only say that because that's kind of a joke that she has with her and Stephanie, and they call each other hoes. So I hope I could call her a hoe, but like in a in a friendly way. Anyhow, but thanks for being here, Steph, and hopefully we'll see you again. And good luck with your appointment. Okay, so I'm just trying to catch up with the chat real quick. Benny Logo says fun fact, or fact. I added fun. I don't know, fun fact, but she didn't say fun fact. She says fact is when we have DIMS. Oh, I already read that one, and that was a good one. That was a good point. Steph B2 says my hubby was a high school teacher here, and he couldn't convince kids to vote. He really tried. Yeah, well, at least maybe he planted a seed. You never know. They might, once they graduate from high school and they're out in the real world, maybe that thought will pop up, and you just never know. Wes says Dims are running Illinois. Wes says my in quotes, you people don't read. No, we don't. We just don't read, Wes. Steppy 2 says when we had a Dim mayor, he did a universal income trial here. It didn't cost us any dime. Yeah, I think that was what I was talking about. That in Stockton, right? I think I remember that. Wes says, did it work 70? Usually the trials I hear about are just for a limited number of folks. Can't see effect in the economy. Benny says Republicans are nothing but they're monkey wrenches, basically. A big bunch of monkey wrenches, maybe. True fact, Benny says Jackie 70 Booty says was a streaming so check out Michael Tubbs. He was black mayor here, and he was 29. Okay, so yeah, that's the one I was talking about. A little bit older than I thought, but he's still 29 is young. And I wonder if he is still in office or if he's gone on to other things. Very interesting story. We should all look that guy up and read his story. Wes says Chicago runs Illinois. Michael Tubbs, by the way, go Google him. I'm going to do that after I finish this show. Wes says Chicago runs Illinois, and they don't always start off as crooks. They just get spoiled by the money and power. Yeah, just like Menendez, right? And I say broom them, get them out, and get good ones in there. And you're probably going to find good ones. Your best bet is looking in the Democratic Party, not the Republican Party. That's my opinion. And whatever. Somebody says, mark my words, Michael Tubbs will be president in the future. Oh, wow. Wes says, we have a billionaire Dim governor right now. At least he can't be bribed. Steph B2 says, that's him. Oh, because I guess you had already said it, and I hadn't read the chat yet, and then Stephanie was hearing me say it, and then there. So we have till 12:06, folks. If you're going to watch Randy Rhodes, just remember she actually doesn't start till 12:06. So if you're anyone who wants to run over there, just wait till 12:06. 72 says nope. All of that is gone with our Republican mayor. Now you got a Republican mayor. He took away the $2,000 for college as well. See. Republicans, I'm sorry, folks, I'm going to use a bad word. Republicans are cunts. I'm sorry. I apologize. I did say a bad word, but I hate Republicans. I mean that. I shouldn't say that because I think my parents may have been Republicans. That's the thing about my parents. I don't know what they were. I think my dad late in life became a Republican. I know he voted for Nixon. I've told that story before. But they also seem to really like John Kennedy a lot. They always talked about him, but because that was a big impactful thing when he got assassinated and all that shit. And then Robert got assassinated. Oh my God, what a fucking fucked up time the 60s were. Vietnam and assassinations and Nixon. Oh God, talk about your tough times. The 60s were crazy. West says my parents were Republicans, really dislike Reagan. 72 says I gotta go. Okay, I read that. Hope you're doing okay with the hips. And everyone is saying good luck. And Wes says 3 cheaters in here. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe they didn't give thumbs ups. Hit that thumbs up. Like, subscribe, share. Marie Jean Coco says Dims and the left need to get better at messaging and touting success. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think they're getting better. But yeah, I always hear that kind of that complaint or whatever. I think they're trying, and yeah, but they could always improve. Steph says, thanks everyone. Wes says, I think to Marie, maybe give the pie in the sky a break. I don't know what that means. Marie says, good luck, Stephanie. Wes says, we still have a head start. Why start all over and call it universal pre-K? Wait, we have Head Start. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. Is that what they're doing? I've heard of maybe because they want it to be it's like a federal thing instead of just a state by state thing or a county thing. Or West Webb says just fun Head Start. West says been reading about Tubbs. 125 people in the trial. I have read about it already. No lasting effects on the overall economy. Well, it was a trial, and it was a small set of people. If they did it again, maybe they would double it to 250 or whatever, maybe 1,000, and see how that goes. I guess I don't know. What says nobody is just their body parts. Oh, because I called them a cunt. That was just my way of saying that I really don't like them. Okay, although, well, I don't need to go on that tangent. Westwest says the 60s gave us Nixon. West said Head Start is federal. Okay, all right, Mr. Teacher. Sorry, excuse me. Westwest says, of course, it made those getting the money better off. Yes. And I think we need more studies, maybe, or whatever. I am a proponent of some type of UBI. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if everyone should get it. Of course, I mean, if you're a millionaire, you don't need it. Or even if you make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, you don't need it. But so there should be, I guess, there's some sort of a threshold or something. But I mean, it helps. Every little bit helps. If people who are low income or poor, you'd be surprised what an extra couple $100 or a few $100 could do. And that's really, we are the hugest economy in the history of the world. And if we gave our bottom, 1/3 or a quarter of our population an extra few $100 a week or $1,000 a month or whatever it is, I don't know. I think we can afford it. People always say, well, you can't afford it. Or if we give money to Ukraine to help them with their ammo that they need, their weapons, and we give money to Israel so they can, I don't want to get into that big thing, but we give money, military aid to other countries, let's say. And then people say, well, we should be helping our homeless, we should be helping our poor, we should be doing this and that. Okay, well, this is what this is helping the poor. You can do an UBI for the bottom 25% people of income people, But then the same people that complain about we're giving too much money in military aid or other aid, or even humanitarian aid or whatever to other countries, they don't want to get. Then when you say, okay, well, let's give these folks some money and some health care or whatever, then they're like, no, we can't afford it. We can't afford, So there's just no winning with some of these assholes. Anyhow. It says, and then Wes is going on about being called a dick and names, blah, 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 blah. As long as it's for the right reasons, Wes. Because the kids have gotten dumber because the Republicans taken away from education. Yeah, and they don't want smart people because they know most. Well, I think there have been studies that more Republicans have lower IQs than Democrats. I believe. I've seen that. Something about that. Westwood says, I get in trouble for saying it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I got to go. I guess we should go. It's 12:04. I think I'm going to end the show, but I think I'll come back on at 3. Should we do 3? I know on Thursdays, Hal usually comes on at 4. I'll come on at 3. Because I don't have family phone time. Wes says, you didn't even read my point, asshole. I know it's because I want to be off the air by 12:06. Okay, so I apologize if you're talking to me. I apologize for not reading your point and not getting your point or whatever because I just sort of skimmed through it. But I'm sure it was a great point. I'm sure it was a great point. I'm just gonna give you that one. I'm just gonna give it to you, Wes. You made a great point. I'll see you at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That would be. I thought Illinois was Central Time, so I thought that was 2 hours. But are you on the other side of the Mississippi? Are you 3 hours? Whatever it is, adjust accordingly to whatever your time zone is. Wes says, "No, I love you. Get over it." Jolie put the link for the live stream. Oh, but buy me a coffee. Thank you so much. Support the live stream because we need to keep this going. And I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And whatever time zone you're in, you guys are going to have to figure it out. Marie says 3 o'clock here. All right. So, Marie, I'll see you at 3. And now it is 12:06. Randy Rhodes is on. So we got to go see Randy. I'll see you guys in the chats over there at Randy Rhodes. And then we'll see you back right here, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Don't you dare miss it. All right, guys. Thanks for having breakfast with me. All right. Bye-bye.